Nintendo. Yeah! So glad you made it. There's no better place. And your week is gone for weekend. Now take a deep breath and let go. These topics is here, so let it show. It's time to get your dance and your smile on. I'm feeling happy with New Topics Podcast. I feel like dancing with New Topics Podcast. It's been a hard week, but I feel better now. It's time to flow with the New Topics Podcast.
Welcome to the New Topic Podcast. We are live. We are here. It is Friday night, and we're here to talk about video games. We are here in our happy place because Nintendo is our happy place. The world is outside now. We're in a little bubble, and just concentrate on the hype. Concentrate on what good things Nintendo is about to release. In how many days, Paul?
13 days until the release of the Nintendo Switch 2.
13 days. Oh my God, that's like nothing, Paul. That's
in less than 2 weeks, we made it. We're making it.
That's crazy. 13 days, my friends, until the release of Nintendo Switch 2. That's Paul Gale's catchphrase. Comes out on my feed every single day. I watch it every single day as well. And so, listen, we're here to talk about Nintendo. But before we introduce Nintendo Switch 2, we gotta say goodbye. We gotta say goodbye to Nintendo Switch 1. I wonder if I have a sad music here. That's not sad. That's not sad. There is no reason to be sad. Because Nintendo Switch 2 is awesome, right?
Bye. Switch 1. Bye.
But before we get into that, we got to introduce to you the all-star cast we have here tonight. Starting with the great Paul Gale, Force Network, all the way from Hollywood, California, next to Shintaro Furukawa, and neighbors to Miyamoto, illegitimate son to illegitimate brother to Doug Bowser.
Oh, that's a new one.
We just found out.
Which means you met my brother just a few days ago.
I did get to meet Doug Bowser. That was a bucket list moment to meet a Nintendo.
How do you think we found out, Paul?
Exactly. See, I had my brother Paul. He doesn't call me. I'm like, he doesn't. Oh man,
you gotta call your own brother Paul. Like seriously,
Paul.
How
you doing?
Okay, it's been a pretty interesting week, and today I filmed a pretty interesting. So I always do this the night before or the day before. So today I filmed in another unique location. I would say tomorrow's day 12 or countdown. 12 days left video.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as crazy as like the shower one, the cow one, or the sheep one. Those seem to get a pretty good kick out of people, or the Harry Potter inspired one.
Yeah.
With the owl on my shoulder. But yeah, tomorrow's is a unique location, that's for sure. We'll see how many people know what it is. I don't know. Tomorrow's is
okay. So tomorrow we'll have to wait for Paul Gale Network's surprise reveal to the 12th day left for Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was too funny. I had to highlight it. It was just too funny.
Oh man, someone already figured it out. Yeah, the reason why I look a little bit tired today is I actually just came back from space and experiencing all those G's going up and down. It's a gale force, and I'm a little bit under the weather, but
Of course, Paul.
tomorrow I am actually in space.
Yes, of course.
In space. So is there space in space? Was it cracked?
We are all in space right now because the planet Earth is in space.
In space.
Very good, Paul.
We're in outer space to some other planet out there, right?
A little
I
blueberry.
wanted to know if you meant Samus.
Anyways, yeah, I'm getting ready for Nintendo Switch 2, like all of you are.
Yeah.
We are in the final stretch. It's pretty amazing.
The final countdown. All right, and following up, not Nintendo 63, not Nintendo 65, Nintendo 64 and 64. Josh, what's going on, Josh?
What is up? I feel like I've been gone for so long. I'm so sorry. It's good to be back.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Good to be back. Maybe I was back last week. I don't even remember. That's how my week has gone. So, I don't know if it's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But I'm super stoked to be here. Super stoked to be here. And yeah, excited to look back on what's I would say for probably all of us here, kind of a life-changing console. So
Wow,
really excited to look back on it.
it is. And we have our fifth podcast co-host, Boo Mini, just giving up the membership to Paul Guild Network. Hey, wait, how did you do that? Where did those hearts come from?
Not only did Boom Mini give YouTube Omer watching on Paul Gale Network's YouTube channel a gifted membership, but Boom Mini just gave one to Film Watcher 96 on Mike Odyssey's YouTube channel a membership.
Welcome.
So double thanks, Boom Mini.
Thank you so much, Boo Mini. Boo Mini is single-handedly populated my memberships area. I appreciate you so much.
Hey, Boom Mini, thank you. That's a three-peat for you.
Right? That is awesome. And without further ado, the queen of the podcast, directly from Hyrule, Joyce J. How you doing, Joyce?
Great. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I had the day off.
Yay!
And I did absolutely nothing.
That's good. The best thing to do.
I mean, I did nothing. I played like 3 rounds of Splatoon, and my Switch is just on, and I've just been lounging, just lost in my own mind. It's been fabulous. Just not thinking about having to think about anything. I got plenty of stuff to do over the weekend, but today it was just like, it's quiet.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, we all need a day where we do absolutely nothing, just to clear our head and just to relax, sit back, relax, and just, I have not. Well, I did turn on my Nintendo Switch, play Tears of the Kingdom, but
it is Zelda. I mean, I understand.
Yeah. The thing is that I did not want to pick up my Switch after coming back from the experience until I got my Switch 2. But then Joshi told me that something different happens when I get all the shrines. So I'm now on hunting. I got like 20 more shrines to go.
If you want help, you know who to call.
Yeah, on a game that I already beat. By the way, I just went back into the world and just continue looking for torturing Koroks and finding shrines is how I live my daily life.
Y'all, and I wanted to ask this during the Tears of the Kingdom hype. Y'all, why we gotta torture the Koroks? If you can't help him reach his friend, just leave him alone. Just let him sit there on the backpack. You just leave him alone. Why we gotta set him on fire?
The fun thing is that's part of the process. You torture while you take them to your friend. It's like you try as many ways as you can to shoot them over from one side to another. I strap him to a rocket, but then I aim the rocket straight over there.
I had to get. Oh wait, go ahead. Over a what? Go ahead.
It was over a mountain, but I didn't realize it was a cliff.
Was that near a stable?
Yeah,
near the Great Plateau. I couldn't get that one because I tried to go up in like the air balloon and I tried to like grab him and everything. Like he just didn't want to cooperate. I tried to fling him. I attached him to a rocket.
It's fun. It's not fun just like sitting there and torturing them. It's fun taking them over to their friend in the most creative way possible. It doesn't matter who gets hurt in the process.
As long as it's not Link.
Super. Is it Popio 64? Thank you for the 5. It says, first off, the man Mike, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Second, do you think Mario Kart World will have a battle pass? Ooh. Josh, can you answer this one?
I literally talked about this today, and I I hope it does, but I hope it's available. I hope if they do it quarterly, I hope the first 4 are included
Yeah,
in the $80 price tag.
maybe. Yeah.
They could do something similar to Splatoon where there is no cost and they just add something like that. They could also tie something into NSO membership because we've already seen that with the past Mario Kart, and that helps move. I mean, they're obviously trying to get the install base there for Mario Kart as quickly as possible as the pack-in game at a $30 savings.
Yeah.
So they just have I do not want to have to talk about what the internet will say if it's like buy this battle pass for $10 $15 a month after the game comes out.
Yeah.
That being said, every part of me wants this game to last as long as possible, and a battle pass would potentially fix, if you look at it as broken, the
Mhm.
free roam right now, where it's like these mini games don't really seem to have much substance. They're just kind of there and like Koroks almost.
Yeah.
And so if I was able to be unlocking more stuff by doing these missions, it makes them feel like they're more worth doing.
Yeah.
So it just has to be done right. If they come across as predatory to the consumer, it won't be good.
Mm. Yeah. Well, that's a good answer there. I'm not watching any more of those releases that they're showing on Mario Kart because I think they're giving out too much information about those little side quests when you press on the P switches. I'm like, I don't want to look at that. I want to be surprised to know what this P switch does, right? I also saw the little Toad passing by, just walking with his little backpack, like a cap, just wandering somewhere. And I'm pretty sure that is a Korok. You have to take him to somewhere. You gotta take the Toad somewhere. Like help the Toad get from here to somewhere else. Put him in your car. He was like kind of jump on top of the car behind you. I'll allow double dash, and then take him over to another area there, and then he'll give you something in return. Little
Just drag him behind, just like an item.
right?
Him screaming the whole time.
That'll be hilarious. Thank you so much, Super Poppy of 64 for those 5. I appreciate your question. It was awesome. And yeah, go ahead.
So, Josh, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think well, here's the thing. It kind of goes into what you were saying, like you could pay for some of the passes or whatever, but I kind of feel like since they started that whole thing with Splatoon that well, as long as you're an NSO member, you just have access to it.
Mhm.
I think we all have NSO, right? Because it doesn't matter what tier you're in. I think you can, they always give you all the DLC anyway. I know I bought all my DLC just in case something happened and I wanted it for later, but a lot of people didn't because it's like you already have NSO. So, so technically, it's kind of free-ish or something.
Yeah,
maybe. I guess that wasn't really a question.
Well, but I think I'm kind of I think I'm maybe picking up what you're putting down, and I think there's a real possibility that paid DLC will be islands and or additions to the world. So like a Kirby world, right? And if this game is showing us a peek into what's possible, it won't just be Kirby in a cart. It'll be Waddle Dee and different enemies within the Kirby series and Meta Knight and King Dedede, and just the list goes kind of on and on. And so that's where I think paid stuff, like I think it would be the best if they did free battle pass, didn't go into like the games as a service, but still did the Smash Brothers approach where like an announcement at a direct is like, guess whose world we're going to next, or guess whose island we're going to next, and they add those other IPs. I think there could be hype built around it, but again, and they might do like a fighter pass where they do like a track pass, right? And then like you get all of the tracks for the coming, year or two, or however they do it. it's again, this is such a hard conversation because I feel like Nintendo. I was listening to Kit and Chris to talk about this, and it's like they've given us enough, but not like they've given us what they want to show, but they haven't given us what we're like. What justifies this price? What are we doing in here? What are some of these secrets? There's so many secrets that everybody's discovering. That like, you know, I have speculation that like there's tracks apparently in the world that aren't tied to Grand Prix. And then we've seen that map that has everybody's faces. And then you see that video where you pick up a Peach medallion and it shows Wario. And I'm wondering if you find that medallion, you go to where Wario is at on the map and you have like, maybe he's a rival or something and you have to race him to unlock him, but he could be unlocked from the get-go anyway. Like, we just don't know. Everything's speculation at this point.
Yeah, and that's the fun of it, right? Christmas morning. We gotta find out.
Yes.
Until the morning to find out. I'm excited about it. I'm super excited.
I have another question.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're gonna get a Smash this gen. I feel like if we do, it'll be like towards the end-ish of the gen. So I wonder if Nintendo would consider putting everybody in Mario Kart World. Like literally everybody. Not
Smash
just
is a big seller. I think we are.
Smash is a big seller, so I could see them still adding to it or doing something special for it. But I don't know if we're going to get a whole new game until, like I said, maybe endish of the generation.
So, actually, there was that on Nate's podcast last Wednesday. There was that same question. You know, we were talking about.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, we're talking about.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, we're talking about Smash and Mario Kart and why can't they do the same thing with Mario Kart they did with Smash? And what they did with Smash was all Sakurai's petition. He was the one who petitioned for other characters to come in to his vision of Smash Bros. And so when Nintendo had to pay licensing deals to get some characters in, and other characters, when they saw other characters come in, then they petitioned to be in there for free. For free but that's why we got that big Smash, because it wasn't Nintendo's vision, it was Sakurai's vision for his version of Smash Bros, which ended up being super successful and super hype. So I agree that Mario Kart could add something, but I'm guessing what they're gonna do, because they've added Mushroom Kingdom, just about every single thing is a driver now. Just everything. Yes. Kingdom. I think they're gonna do a Smash type reveal within the Nintendo world. Because nothing. Think about them adding Hyrule. How many drivers are in Hyrule? What can they make a driver? A Korok could be a driver. You know what I mean?
Have to reach, my friend.
With rockets on his back and stuff.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. What if they take some of the creations, like some of the ones that went viral during Tears of the Kingdom or something, and somehow get that in there? That'd be like low key awesome.
Ganon could be a driver with this huge big car there and this mean face, big nose, you know, and
Goron,
the champions.
Beetle can have a shop because we have a shop steer. You know what I mean? So
free roam in Hyrule. Then you're just like running over like bokoblins and stuff like that. That'd be awesome.
Bokoblins could be drivers too. You know,
Epona could be a driver.
Wait, which one?
Epona could be a driver.
Yes.
Oh,
right.
Forget about riding Epona. Be Epona.
I'm here for it. Why not?
Epona on the Master Cycle, something crazy.
Yeah.
The Master Cycle is like the cyberpunk version of Epona.
Of her?
Yeah, because it's like it should have been called the Epona 3000.
And that kind of makes me more excited than having other third party or other party characters come into to Mario Kart. Seeing what could be a driver in other IPs, just to guess, like a Pikmin. Imagine a whole bunch of Pikmin drivers all together. Ultra hand item, grab the phone.
I like that one. What'd you say, Paul?
throwing Pikmin as an item, like
Yeah.
having out 50 Pikmin.
Or wait a minute, what if we get to create our
In
own
the
memes
water.
again? What if we create our own memes again and we get to like throw each other?
What's that little character from Pikmin called? That little is it an alien, a Martian, whatever? Like little
Bulborbs.
big nose guy
Like Olimar
with the helmet.
Olimar.
or Alf or
Omar Alpha's.
Olimar was the first space.
So he's a driver, and he throws Pikmin.
Yo, I love thinking about like 3 Pikmin standing on each other, one doing the gas and one doing the wheel. Like
Yeah.
That would be phenomenal. That would be fantastic, dude. That would be
want-
crazy.
Nintendo, we're just giving you free idea.
And that would be more
No,
exciting.
y'all watch.
That would be more exciting than having other people because then it wouldn't be completely repeating what Smash Bros does. It would be something new, you know.
Mhm.
It's kind of being whatever. Oh, yeah, okay, now you're a driver. You were there, okay, you're a driver now. Everywhere else, you know, like what can be a driver in well, I guess in Splatoon, everybody can be a driver.
Yeah, not only that, but like now I'm excited for Hyrule World because I really want to know what that looks like
yeah.
in this type of Mario Kart setting.
Mm.
I was like, I really want to know what that looks like and which Hyrule, because we're on Switch 2 now. There's no guarantee we're still using the Breath of the Wild, art style.
Yeah.
So
Super
really
Octo 64 just became a member on the Odyssey. Thank you so much for your membership, and I hope you enjoy all the perks. We got Super Nintendo World updates and videos coming up for members only in the channel, plus a whole bunch of other crazy member videos that are there, and emojis and stuff. So you have a whole bunch of stuff to do, and then stuff. Thank you so much.
Peach is in the game, Pokemon fan. She's in the game. That I know for sure because I played as Peach.
And there was a rumor again, Super Mario Mario 64 with a 5. Also, there's a rumor of paying for party chat monthly. Jeez, that would be kind of cray. Really? Paying for party chat monthly? That's crazy.
It's part of your NSO membership, isn't it?
Yeah, right. It's free until April of next year. Like if you use the camera and those feature, they're allowing you to use it until April of next year. Then it'll be NSO exclusive. So they're basically making you addicted to it, and then take it away and put it under NSO so that you can kind of like, I can't live without it, NSO, and log into NSO. So I think that's the thing. Let's see here. It's the camera chat, right? The cam chat, is that what you call it?
Did you all pre-order the camera, Josh, Joyce, Mike?
Yeah, I have the camera. I did get. I bought the camera and I bought a whole bunch of other cameras too because I want to make a video and then and compare cameras to see which one is better for people because they have their own version of camera. You can use whatever camera you have as long as you have a USB-C port or even a USB-A with an adapter. Hook it up to the Nintendo Switch and use it. I can even use this camera with and
I
have
didn't order the camera.
Yeah, if you have a webcam, you can use a webcam you have. So it works. Another thing we just learned today. You can use your own mouse. You don't even have to use your the controller as a mouse. So that is big. That is huge. Hook up your Bluetooth mouse or hook it up to the USB port of the Switch, and you can use your own mouse. That was actually part of the the notes. So it's a good reminder. Let's see here. Anything you guys want to add on the Mario Kart before we get into the goodbye segment of the Nintendo Switch?
I just hope I hope I didn't come across as not super hyped for this game. I'm beyond hyped. Like my hype levels are crazy. It's just again wanting everybody else to feel hyped, and like I want to know more. Like I want to know. Like I'm at the point that I'm like kind of tired of speculating. Yeah. I want to know what because there's like if they add a leaderboard to the P switches,
yeah,
Now I want to get the fastest time on my friends list, right? Like that community aspect, that social aspect,
right?
That changes things. And so we're talking about Nintendo. We're talking about developers who, like, they sometimes like they are the mold. You know what I mean? And so I have a hard time believing that it's just going to be this kind of like these little one-offs that are like, what is the purpose? You know, why am I like in modern gaming? It just doesn't. It seems like a dated mechanic if there's not something else there, and I don't want that to come across like negative or anything else, but I want to see people enjoying this and having good reason to run around and again, if it's just going to unlock costumes, that's fine. At least it's unlocking something, right? I think that's really the point here, and that there's plenty to unlock in this game, and we know there's a ton of stickers to decorate our carts. We found that out this week, right? They finally talked about it in that developer interview. So like that's going to be super cool. I hope if you collect all the P-switches, you get something that
I'm guessing you will.
That unlocks. You know what I mean? Like I want some real long tail items to chase. Kind of like how Gold Mario was, where you had to get 10,000 coins and that kind of stuff. Like it doesn't happen overnight. Like, so just those real like long tail unlockables. And I would love if they went crazy and it's like when you hit 10,000 miles in game, it unlocks something cool, you know, or so, like something that like, you know, 3 months from now, if you've been playing the game hardcore, you're going to unlock cool stuff. So I'm super hyped though. And I just hope it doesn't come across that I'm not.
Yeah, man. It came across that you're not, man. It came across that you just want this game to fail and to you know to go down the toilet and stuff and you know that you quit on Mario Kart and just you know you quit it on Mario and on Nintendo and you know.
Yeah, it's Dreamcast Josh is here. So no, I want the game to do so good. I've got Super Mario Kart tattooed on this arm. I just want a Mario Kart World back piece. So it just needs to do.
I would suggest that after all the characters are released, and you have
right.
you have the whole thing.
The
but
map.
I was gonna say to your speculation, Josh, I really think this is Nintendo's way, even though I wouldn't do it this way, but they didn't ask me. But I think it's their way of saying we're gonna let the game speak for itself. You guys are going to be amazed because, like, low key, we have been playing. Well, not we, but Mario Kart players have been playing the same Mario Kart since Wii U.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, every Mario Kart has felt the same. I think that's why I'm not really focused too much on the price or them showing me things to prove the price to me, just because I already see the difference. You know, like every game is just tracks, right? This game, when I played it at the experience. You are I'll say 90% of the time you are on the track. You're either in the open world, you're just kind of wandering around. The only time you're not on the track is when you're collecting your character, your cart, and the map, right? And then after that, they drop you right away on the track so that you can wander and just kind of drive around. You can see others driving around while the thing is selected, and then around the screen. Things are happening. You know that world in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe where you're standing on and all the Mii's come and meet, waiting for the selection of the track? That's gone. That's gone. You're driving and waiting, right? You're just wandering the world and just kind of going everywhere. You're looking for food. You're looking for things to give you like an advantage in the race, which is cool. I had the rep that was next to me, the lady. She was super knowledgeable, right? He was our age, and she was super knowledgeable in the game. Like, go into the world, go get something to eat, this is gonna help you in the race, and it's cool because you wander around. Let me go find something that's gonna help me in the race, give me a boost, so that when the race starts, you start out, you know, on a good foot. So like things in the world, at least during that period of time, have a purpose, you know. So when you are driving around. You can find something in the race, like a food or a snack or whatever, that will give you an advantage when you start the race, which is cool. And I think that's why they drop you off, and then you're not just waiting. They drop you off and you wander around looking for stuff. while the race starts so that you can get ready and get that advantage. So it's more arcadish than it's competitive. Like, compare NBA Live to NBA Jam. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Sure.
Mario Kart feels like more arcade. Like more arcade is instead of the like a serious kind of competitive kind of thing. It has more. It's fun. You can even tell by how it looks, the design of the characters. On Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they went the realistic kind of shade. We have more cartoony features here. The way the carts move and bounce around in the springs, and when you're driving, the cart feels like it's alive and it has its own little character on it, like its own little person. And when you see somebody, you can actually react and just start jumping up around. You know what I mean? So it's kind of has that feel.
They described it as playful, right, in this developer interview.
Yeah.
And so, are you saying that between races you could go and do a P-switch minigame?
Yeah. You if you have enough time while they select the world, you can run through. If you're dropped near one, you can instantly find one and just do it, and then continue on the race because you're dropped in the open world to wander around. And
so after you're done wandering, because I don't know that I've seen this. So are you saying that like once everybody's done voting, is it going to teleport everybody to the start?
It takes you to the start. Yeah. Once you're done exploring, or when the time runs out where the tracks are selected, then it teleports you to a position space to start the race. But that's one of the things I like the most. Like, wait a minute, they got rid of the world thing, like where you the meets kind of meet up, and so it's cool if we play a tournament, we can all try to find each other because we're all over the place. We're different places. Like,
yeah.
While the thing is selected, let's all try to find each other. See if we can find each other before the race starts, and that could be also like a little interactive fun thing that we do there.
Well, it's like playing a loading screen. It basically never the gaming never stops while you're there. So that's really, really cool. And also maybe why some of these mini games only take 20 seconds or something like that, because you could knock them out between races.
Yeah.
I cut you off, Joycey. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I don't even remember what I was talking about. What were we talking about?
Mario Kart.
Don't get old, y'all. No, I was thinking more about some of the different things we'll probably be able to do in the different worlds. You guys are like just giving me like a bunch of ideas. I'm excited because I just want to. It'll be nice to get into something a little different than Splatoon this time until Splatoon 4 comes out. And
this is how exciting this is. This is the second. This is the second to last podcast before Nintendo Switch 2. The next Friday is our last podcast before Switch 2. The following podcast will be our knockout tournament here on the channel. We'll do a knockout tournament with Mario Kart World. If you guys have it in the chat, you can join. All I know is I'm gonna concentrate on beating Josh. Leaving me in the dust, the Mario Kart man. And so it's gonna be fun, man. We're so close. And shout out to Jobo Thunder with the 2. Thank you so much, Miyamoto. Pikmin can appear in other Nin worlds. What do you guys think?
Hey, I'm expecting Pikmin to pop up in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond now.
Right?
In some capacity, Samus is going to go into a secret chamber, and in that secret chamber, there's going to be another secret chamber, and in that secret chamber, there's going to be a little wall, and you're just going to see a couple of Pikmin there, not to break the element of the game and the serious nature of that game, but just if you look a little bit farther than far, you'll see some Pikmin into the wall, or maybe just a couple of them chilling. So yeah, I can see it.
See, I feel a little bit differently. I think it would be cool if like Pikmin, I mean, they just pop out at like the most random moments. Like you're in like some crazy like Metroid boss fight, and then a Pikmin just walks just right across the screen, like doesn't do anything, just out of nowhere. It is kind of like, yeah, I'm winning. What is that? Why is a Pikmin going across my screen? And then you lose.
I can also see Pikmin like I saw paint thrown at you. Like how you have to like your wall at Mario Kart Deluxe when I got like with that splat. This Pikmin all on top of you at the same time, just attacking you at the same time.
Well, to lean into what Paul said too, if you find that room, when you beat Prime 4, a little ship takes off as the planet's exploding, just like in Super Metroid.
I would love that.
The Olimar flying off.
And you
Yep.
get the little motor going. Thank you so much for the 2 and for adding another topic to the conversation. Guys, that's what you do with your super chats. You add more to the podcast, okay? And then if you have any questions, you can also ask them. We'll highlight them and then answer them at the end of the podcast. All right, one more thing before we head and say goodbye to Nintendo Switch 2. Joyce is gonna go nuts with this one. We have a new rumor. Well, it's not new, resurfaced that apparently we're close to seeing a reveal for a remake in the Land of Hyrule for Nintendo Switch 2. This comes to us by Nash Weedle, who was in the podcast on the Attack the Backlog channel, and he mentioned that there's a Ocarina of Time remake planned for Nintendo Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I'm gonna let Josie comment on this because what do you think, Josie?
So, word on the curb is that with this remake, it might be a change in some of the artistic design.
Mhm.
That's just the rumor, and I think there's one other part of it, but I just heard Ocarina of Time remake. Nintendo, I'm just letting you know, you did make a goated game. Even people who don't like Nintendo understand that Ocarina of Time is a goated game, but I need y'all to put a little extra into it, put some oomph into it, okay? Give us extra dungeons, give us extra side quests. Let us beat the Running Man, like for real, because I'm still like low key mad that you didn't tell us back in 1998. Hey, by the way, you can't actually beat that guy, so stop wasting hours trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Add a couple of extra enemies, add some lore, and I'm down for it. Because I know when we remake stuff, we don't want to do all that extra, but we need all that extra. I need to feel good about paying possibly $80 for Ocarina of Time for like the third time.
You see, Ocarina of Time is the kind of game I think they're gonna go huge on. They're gonna go big on because first thing, it's such a
it's gonna be huge.
It's a big game, right? It's not like your typical 2D game that they're making into a kind of 2D top-down game like a Link to the Past or Link's Awakening, like they did with Link's Awakening, and they remade it to Link's Awakening top-down cutie patootie,
Mm-hmm.
and then they took I'm going to make Echoes of Wisdom cutie patootie, right? Although Echoes of Wisdom, it looks like a sequel to Link's Awakening, kind of.
It kind of does actually,
right?
And it's not.
I feel like Link's Ocarina of Time, they have so much potential to go deeper into every single, like in the story, in every location, right? Like they can take their time, build that world, make it gorgeous, beautiful, like design Epona and make Epona look awesome, right? Take it a step further than Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom when it comes to the visuals. With Switch 2, and not go that shaded, painted style. I'm going to agree with Joycey that maybe something like the tech demo, but with the graphics of Nintendo Switch 2.
Use crispier original Hyrule Warriors graphics. That's
Krispy
it.
Kreme. Krispy Kreme. You have to go to Krispy Kreme, get some donuts, and then
You are so silly.
feed them to Epona so that she can. Wait, is it a she or is it a he?
Opponent's a girl horse.
All right, so Epona.
Yeah,
So,
y'all ever notice that Link is always surrounded by a bunch of females? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just like,
he's a stud.
yeah. I mean, literally, all like women just help him along his journey.
You know how many people-
No other guy has, but he's always surrounded with women.
You know how many girls hit on him at Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the
You know how
Wild?
many girls hit on him in Twilight Princess? Oh, that's right. You haven't gotten there yet. I can't tell you.
Twilight Princess. Which is that one?
Twilight Princess is the one you didn't like
I
because it
know.
starts off too slow, and it does.
No, I'd start playing it, but then I ended up playing another Zelda game.
Twilight Princess starts off slow. Like seriously, it takes like 3 hours before you really get into what's really going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand. And they shortened it, but I'm sorry.
I promise I will get through that tutorial stage one day.
You know what, Mike? You know what? Next time we try to meet for whatever next event there is, I'll beat the first part for you because it doesn't bother me. I'll beat the first part for you, and then I'll tell you what happened, and then you could just pick up and go from there.
There we go. Yeah, that was good. All right.
And
So, goodbye, Nintendo Switch One. Thank
wait,
you
we gotta
so
ask
much.
Paul about what he thinks about Zelda and Josh. I have to know.
Oh, boy,
You guys have to tell me what y'all think.
Go ahead, guys. Ocarina of Time remake.
It's Paul's favorite game. He goes first, or second favorite, I guess.
Yeah, it was my favorite for 20 years. I would want them to do it so big and so grand, kind of like in between Resident Evil 2 4 remake style and Final Fantasy 7 remake style. 7 remake, not necessarily in like retelling the story in a different alternate subsequelish kind of way, but like that in terms of the grandness where you take this little section and it's just blown out of proportion into how much bigger it really is. But it doesn't have to be that wild. Or at the very least, Resident Evil 2 4 style, where this is the same game, but it's not repainted over textured. It is completely from the ground up, rebuilt, a little bit more big, modern, more architecture and that kind of thing. Something in between the two, I think, would justify the wait of 30 years if they release this game in 2028, for instance, which maybe it won't be 2028. Maybe it'll be 2026 for Zelda's 40th anniversary. That's kind of where I'm at. 40th anniversary next year or 30th anniversary of Ocarina of Time in 2028. But that's just me thinking. Or 2027 to go alongside the Zelda movie. So I actually have kind of 3 dates. But I would want full FMV, gorgeous cinematics to tell the story in between. You get to a story piece and you are treated with a gorgeous cinematic treatment. I want voice acting from just about every character in the game, high quality. New gameplay elements, better camera controls. I don't know if it would break the game, but a glider as an option would just be fun to experience in that world.
Real.
I would like the size of the map not to have to be Breath of the Wild size because then it changes it too much, but like maybe 3 times the amount of surface area of the Ocarina of Time map or something like that, where it's generally felt to be the same, but just bigger, more robust, but it keeps it intact of what their original vision was. Don't have to make the dungeons 10 times bigger, but just, a couple of times bigger in terms of navigation and a couple of puzzles tweaked, some more enemies added in, a couple of different surprises. And then like the biggest twist that I would like to see is an alternate path mode where you get to play as Sheik in the 7 years of Link's slumber / teleportation into the future. So you could go back in time between Link as 10 and 17-year-old, but here you get the opportunity to play as Sheik during those 7 years, and it's a very action-oriented, Ninja Gaiden-esque type of thing with that individual fighting enemies, laying down traps. How did all those treasure chests get in all to those grottos in Ocarina of Time? It was Sheik bombing into the ground, putting a treasure chest there for Link to eventually wake up and have some rupees, have a heart piece, that kind of thing. And that's why it was. How did that boulder get in front of that hole in the wall? Well, Sheik is the one that did that in these 7 years. So when Link eventually came, he could have access to it. Like that kind of storytelling narrative, that extra gameplay thing would be awesome. Maybe make it optional. So if people wanted to just experience the Ocarina of Time, that's fine. But like, you had that option, or you just include it in and be like, no, this is like a more full version of our story. This would be, it's kind of crazy because this Ocarina went from my favorite game ever to just being bumped down to number 2. Could this potential remake actually end up bring back all of that feeling and then triumph over Breath of the Wild yet one more time? Like, I mean, I don't know, but give me an orchestrated soundtrack, pump out the ocarina tunes, give us even more ways how to play it, make every melody, of that orchestrated composure. Dang, I've got a vision for it. There are some YouTubers that have pulled off something similar to what I thought of, but not 100%. But bravo to them, because they created something with their hands and computers better than I could. I'm just talking from the mind, but I think it's going to happen. I think it's one of Nintendo's finest games, one of their highest rated games, one of the biggest games, one of the most impactful games in the industry that changed things with the Z targeting and so much more. Oh, and let me seize that HD Rumble come into play, because Ocarina of Time was one of those fairly early 13 months into the Rumble Pack existing experiences. Well, like from June to November, so a little more than 13 months, I guess. Put some fine tuning into the shield crackling underneath, the battle with Twinrova or something. Let me feel the difference between ice and fire and melting. Like, I would love it. I would love it. I've been cooking for probably too long, but you asked me to talk Ocarina. Like, I've got ideas.
Yeah. Hello.
I gotta add a question in for
Yeah,
you, Paul, and Josh. I want you to answer this too. So, in my opinion, since it's completely canon now, Nintendo said it, that the timeline splits at the end of because of Ocarina of Time. I would personally enjoy seeing some kind of visual representation of that split, and I would love to know, and I would love to see, kind of like in the outro or something, what happens to in each. I mean, we know, but it would be nice to see, like or just like we see Link in another game. It would be nice to hear even more lore on that. So yeah, what do you kind of, again, that it's not technically a question, but how do you feel? How would you feel about that? Or is that too obvious because we kind of already know?
I think having different endings that you would either be locked to, or different endings that you could achieve all in one simultaneous run, and maybe have a little bit of afterplay that you could hop into this world, just a little bit of post, don't make a full-on game, because that's what Twilight Princess is for. That's what Wind Waker's for. That's what those games are for. But like, let me enjoy a little bit of the gameplay experience in the world afterwards. Like, that's one of the things that I really appreciate about some titles, where you beat the boss, you can still access that boss, but it's kind of acknowledged by the story. Things are better. Thanks. Go ahead and enjoy things. And like, let's see Link leading right up to Majora's Mask in this kind of scenario. Let's see Link leading right up until he's meeting Zelda again for the first time, and just it doesn't progress too far in, but just a little bit. Let's see something not so good, and you're playing as a ghost warrior. I don't know. Like, there could be some more fun to be had like that.
I would just like, as he puts the sword back, maybe we see it like split 3 ways. It doesn't have to be like it's something huge. I would just like to see it acknowledged. And I'm so sorry. Y'all don't get me started on Zelda, so this is all.
Yeah.
we are still in topic, because that was part of the news that came out. So the rumor of Ocarina of Time remake potentially.
I can't help myself.
And Josie, that's what you're here. That's what you're here, because your opinions and your topics are super highly.
I'm Link's favorite auntie.
Yeah. All right, Josh, what do you want to add?
Three options in my mind. One, the Unreal version that we've kind of seen on the internet, where it just looks really, really great, and it's essentially gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
2, a version that looks and just kind of track with me on this one, but that looks similar to Bowser's Fury. So like, how like it gets dark and it rains, and like that I'm not saying like make it look cartoony as Bowser's Fury, but like give it that that game did a good job in the 90s of like, this is kind of spooky, right? Like it's it had some spooky parts. You walk into that town and those like, I don't remember what they're called. They like zombies. The way they would scream and everything, it was like this.
Gibdo. It's the Gibdos and the Redeads.
Yeah,
They just want hugs. They just want to hug you.
They want to hug you till you stop breathing. So, they were creepy, and I think they could really lean into that, and just kind of give it that aesthetic, where it just I don't know the best way to put it, where it just, and maybe all it boils down to is they take the 3DS versions of both games and do a double pack, but make them the vision they had for the 3DS, make that same vision come to life on the Switch 2, right? So it just can, like, I feel like it was a continuation or like an improvement. Keep that look, but I would love updated versions of both Ocarina and Majora's Mask. Again, I know that's not the rumor, but a 2-pack like that I think would be fantastic.
I would like some answers to questions from the game as well. What the heck happens to Navi exactly? The whole reason Majora's Mask happened is because Link had to go find Navi. I mean, can we talk about it, Nintendo? I know it's dark. I know it's scary, but you already gave us like Dead Hand. So
there's Final
traumatize us anyway.
There's Final Fantasy and remake and how they split that game in so many parts. I can already tell you they're going to, if they do Ocarina of Time remake, they're gonna follow up with Majora's Mask as well, because it's basically a sequel to that one, right? Different, So
new question.
Can I add my 2 cents to the?
Yes, please.
I think that those 7 years that you were talking about in the beginning, are gonna be like made into a Warriors game, like Ocarina of Time Warriors. We got a super chat from Attack the Backlog. Thank you so much for your support, man. Appreciate it. And of course, good show there. This is where we got the news of the Ocarina of Time remake. Nash Vito was on Attack the Backlog, so that's where the story came out of. Hope you're all good. We are gonna get Pikmin running around our homes for AR. That would be fantastic, right? Also, release Twilight Princess HD already. For real.
Hey, Attack the Backlog. I have been pushing for this for longest, and I put this on every Nintendo survey that I get, and I get one at least like maybe once a month. Yeah. And I tell them they need to remake Twilight Princess from the ground up. I understand there's a possibility that could change the ESRB rating, but if you played the game, it's not anything crazy. So they need to remake it from the ground up. They can put the HD version on NSO for GameCube or whatever. That's fine. But it needs to be remade from the ground up. Go ahead, slap a T rated or whatever's mature rated, whatever you got to do to make it. There's no reason why that game looks like that, and Wind Waker still looks beautiful. That don't make sense.
Right.
And I won't argue on that to the day I die.
Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it, and of course, great content. Go follow Attack the Backlog at his channel. He has great content over there on his side, and support his content. This is where the news on Ocarina of Time remake came from, guys. So great content. Thank you so much for the support, man. All right, we got another one. Here's go to Taker 610 with the 5. Paul, when Nate asked him to continue the countdown to launch day, just when I think I'm out, it pulls back in.
Such a great quote.
But they're really funny, Paul. They're really cute. So I like the countdown. I'm kind of like low-key sad it's about to be over.
You know,
it's not gonna be over. There's another countdown still left.
Countdown to the Zelda movie.
Because there's a countdown to Donkey Kong after that.
Oh my gosh!
And when they announced the new games or Metroid Prime 4, there's a new countdown for that one. That's it, Paul.
Probably. I mean, not that it was harder to do. Well, it took a little bit more because the whole gimmick of this second countdown was different locations.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas the first one, all I did was put on a different shirt, and I have a couple hundred video game shirts and stuff like that. So I would want to do something kind of different again.
All right, I'm gonna give you an idea. I'll give you an idea.
Uh-huh.
Invite a different content creator to send you a little clip. Just upload it.
Have other people do the countdown.
Yeah, but on your channel.
Pick a different day.
Yeah.
I start doing collabs, like you just
Yeah.
randomly show up at people's houses, like you're like suddenly at Josh's house, just like eating waffles. 200 days until the Zelda movie.
The Zelda movie, that's got a big one.
That's a big one. Yeah, that's a
It's a
big one.
long time.
What's- Were there other rumors? Like,
No, that's the only rumor we have so far on
isn't there a Bayonetta
video game.
and an Astral Chain 2 rumor?
Not that I know of. Is there?
Because allegedly I heard that they're still continuing with Bayonetta 4, because it low-key like kind of started a little bit, or Kamiya kind of started a little bit like a few years ago.
Yeah.
But of course he's not there anymore. So, but apparently they're still going through with it. And we've talked about this before, and I said I had no faith that we would get a new Bayonetta 4 unless like
That's good.
and
good.
but the other big one is that the Astral Chain 2 is definitely happening. It's still a rumor, so we don't know, but that's what
It's
I also
happening.
heard today.
Not even a rumor. That's just a given.
The what?
That's just a given. Astral Chain 2 is a good. Astral Chain is such a great game that I'm playing it right now. I started playing it. I remember I bought the physical edition after you guys were talking about it.
It's a great game, and it did. But when so much of the talent left, I was concerned that we wouldn't get that. It's just like, okay, well, it's just over. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But then I also kind of in the back of my mind, kind of, positive conspiracy theorist here.
Mhm.
Like, what if, because I've been saying for a long time, I would like Nintendo to just make one mature game just to see how they would do it.
Yep.
From their perspective, maybe this is their way of doing that, because allegedly also a lot of people who work for Nintendo are actually helping who's left at Platinum to make these two games, because they were successful enough that Nintendo's like, no, we can probably blow the next one out of the park. So
Yeah.
I'm low-key excited about that. So I really hope that was true.
I agree. So, how about we get into the topic we promised the fans? The goodbye Switch. Let's say goodbye to Switch, because I'm ready for Switch 2.
One thing before we get there, I'll make this quick but meaningful. Jabbo Thunder with $2 saying Twilight Princess HD adds voice acting and epilogue, please. I could go for both of them. Throw some good quality VA work in Twilight Princess and some type of epilogue scene that happens at the end. And
There is an epilogue scene though.
give me more. Man, I don't want to spoil it, but Midna, let me see a little more.
Look, I'm not over that, okay? I don't
Oh.
discuss that. I
Oh.
don't talk about it. It never really happened. I don't care what the end of the game says.
Now I have to play it. Now I have to play it for real.
Yo, man, but I mean, in the broken
Twilight Princess is not
glue
on Switch.
together, it hurts.
Twilight Princess is not on Switch. I'm bothered by it. That's why Princess is not on the Switch. I got my Wii U, but I have to turn it on to play Twilight Princess. I do have it HD, so I mean,
And if they added to that and then made it and remade it the right way that I've been whining about for years, I'm telling y'all, Nintendo sell it for $100. We'll buy it.
when did it come out? When did Twilight Princess come out? What year?
2006.
All right, so it's almost 20 years now. Next year.
I'll give you the time they'll probably go for first, because
Yeah.
the movie comes
Oh.
out.
And
And
it's,
then we'll probably get Twilight Princess on NSO. If they actually remake it,
yeah,
More time has passed from the HD port to now than the original to the HD
Mhm.
port. Same with Wind Waker.
crazy. And Boo Mini with the 2. Thank you so much. It says, will they remake a Link to the Past? And if not, why not? I think they will. Actually, they have the engine done. They made Echoes of Wisdom, and I think that that's the first team where that's the first game where they let the team work on their own, right? Without too much supervision. They were happy with them, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna go back to them for maybe Ocarina, A Link to the Past. What's the name of the team again? Grezzo?
Just do it differently, Grezzo.
Right.
Please don't do the toy, even though that
No, it's adorable. It's its own little thingy. Like
A
that.
Link to the Past is dark and scary, and
Oh,
you go
yeah.
to the dark world. I want it to be dark and scary art, dagnabbit.
Yeah, you can add dark and scary art, but I'm saying the character art, like you know the you got the amiibo too. Josie, you have all the amiibos. You know that little Chibi Link and Chibi Zelda.
Okay,
I want to
They
see a little
are
chibi
so
wedding, a little chibi wedding between Chibi Link and Chibi Zelda.
I'm not gonna lie, that is like super adorable. I mean, like y'all saw how I acted when Echoes of Wisdom came out. Everything was so cute. And then she twirls in the game, like yes, it's the twirl. I love that.
And then the chibi horses.
The horses were lit. It looked like My Little Pony came to life. I'm not gonna lie. It was lit. Okay, but yeah, that was lit. But that was then because we're saying goodbye to Switch 1.
Yeah.
On Switch 2, let's make it a little less cute, more scary.
More adorable.
No, less adorable. Less adorable.
That's adorable. How-
Less adorable. They're remaking if they're gonna remake my game, do it the way I want it done.
All right. Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you guys 3 questions on Nintendo Switch 1. Okay. As a goodbye. There's a list. There's a list. You know what? If you have the document in front of you, I'm gonna pick 3 questions from those. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions in topic 1 for Nintendo Switch. Each of you can pick 3 of those questions. The chat doesn't know what it is. You pick 3 questions that you want to answer. Once it's your turn, you go ahead and pick 3 of those questions that you want to answer, and then answer them. Cool. Make it a little more fun.
Three.
You want to do 4?
Let's just say I will keep my answer short, no matter how many I answer.
Yeah, because one of the some of the questions have follow up, like what is this and why, or what is this and describe it, or something like that. So, Josh, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Peach.
I'm not gonna pick my favorite first party game because we all know it's Mario Kart, right? Like that's so, but I'm gonna pick the first party game that left the biggest smile on my face.
Good one.
Was and maybe this counts as the biggest surprise. No, I'm just gonna go with first party. Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I love Odyssey.
It feels like yesterday that I played through that game and couldn't put it down. The ending to that game was perfection. Like it was, my face hurt from smiling. And yes, I do smile. Contrary to what my character looks like in our podcast artwork, I'm not. Oh, if I look angry, it's just my natural face. I promise I'm happy. So,
Resting angry face. It's okay.
yeah, very much so. But yeah, it was such a special game. Like it was such a special game, and going between 3D and essentially 2D back to the 8-bit was such just a love letter to the fans, and I loved everything about it, and can't wait for the next 3D Mario.
Yeah, it's awesome. And by the way, Josh, you're not upset in the picture. You're smirking. You're like you're like, because you're about to race, and it's like getting ready. Like
You're locked in. You're locked in.
I'm waiting for the 2 to drop so I can get the best start.
And by the way, that was actually I don't know if you guys are watching. They're probably watching. That was an artwork from one of our viewers. So
very cool.
Shout out to the viewer, who created us in little I want to say accurately. I can't say that my character's a little chubby because I am chubby. I got those little ways.
Mine looks nothing like me.
It's cute, adorable. and it looks like we have a cartoon like a cartoon, right? Like a cartoon show, and yeah, I want to watch that cartoon show.
Yeah, mine looks nothing like me. I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. I'll go with it.
What is your second question, Josh?
Oh, let's go with biggest surprise. And I would say probably my biggest surprise was probably Metroid Dread.
Ooh, awesome. That's good.
And that game also just it was exactly what I wanted from a Metroid game. Like down to the T. It was sleek, it was stylish. Samus was not messing around. There were, and I'll put this under a little bit of an umbrella statement. Dread was a huge surprise, but I think one of the things that surprised me the most about the Switch is how it moved gaming forward in a way. And what I mean by that is like, and this, not to say that this hasn't happened with other companies and other games, but when you look at Metroid Dread, you look at Luigi's Mansion 3, you look at Odyssey, you even look at Mario Kart 8. I know it's 8 Deluxe, it's from, and like the Luigi death stare. Like when Luigi would get scared in Luigi's Mansion 3, it didn't just feel like you were controlling this like puppet, if you will. It was like it added to the level of immersion. And I think there were so many times this generation where Nintendo really nailed that and kind of moved it to, like, we don't get the, like, from 8-bit to 16-bit anymore. We don't get the 16-bit to 64. Like that's not going to be a thing. Like we aren't going to see games that are like, but when you start to see the characters really come to life where it feels like you're playing a movie, that's what I feel. That was probably my biggest surprise for Switch 1 is the way they made the characters really come to life in game and just really help with that level of immersion. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even watching Zelda like flail in the water in Echoes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Right? Like it wasn't just like she was just floating and then like, no facial expression. Like there was so much more life and everything. Mario Wonder. Like Mario goes in the pipe, he grabs his hat and pulls it back with him. Like there was just kind of almost like slapsticky, like comedy / just like becoming the elephant and just like flexing his muscles when he does it. And like it's just those little details that just really helped just push gaming into another level. And I love that, because otherwise it becomes a little bit stagnant, it becomes a little bit like sterile. And I just feel like they did such a fantastic job, and I'm so excited. I mean, we're already seeing it in Mario Kart World. Mm-hmm. Like the carts are bouncy, they're making facial expressions. It looks like the way they animated Mario at times, it looks like he's holding his breath, like he's like trying to, hoping he can stay in his position or whatever it is. And all of that stuff just adds to the gameplay. So I love that, or the experience.
Awesome. And then third question.
Let's see. I think. Ooh, So I'm gonna mix that up a little bit, and I'm gonna say something happened in the Switch's life cycle. Mm-hmm. That I never thought would happen, and that's I became a Xenoblade fan and a fan of JRPGs. And prior to that, I had played Pokemon Yellow. That was my experience with JRPGs. I didn't really care for turn-based stuff, and I wouldn't say it's like my all-time favorite franchise, but Xenoblade has a very special place in my heart now. Like, I've played all the way through 2, I've played all the way through 1, I'm currently playing X, and I'm 18 levels into 3, but I want to complete X before I jump back in.
Mhm.
And that has basically, I can add another franchise to my list of favorites with Xenoblade, and
Awesome.
you know, and I could go forever. There's so much great things about this last 8 years. Like,
Yeah.
it's been incredible.
Yeah, and it has one of the questions out there that I know is going to be hard for all of us to kind of answer is like, where were we when Switch landed, right? In 2017, and a lot of us were in completely different moments in times and in our lives, right? Some of our kids, what is your how old is your youngest kid, Paul?
Brooke was born exactly 2 weeks after Nintendo Switch came out, March 3rd and March 17th.
Look at that, and you know, and so they grew up with Nintendo Switch. Their personality, who they are, like just right along with Nintendo Switch. Joyce, you want to go ahead and tackle some questions? Pick 3 of them.
Let's see here.
All right, and before we while Joyce picks the questions, let me go ahead and read the super chat that we have here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wait. Are we doing our end
What?
of? Are we doing our podcast questions at the end?
No. We're on topic number 1 of the podcast.
I was like, I thought we did questions at the end. That's why I'm confused. I'm so sorry.
No, we're only picking 3 questions from the thingy from the.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
you.
Yeah, we're picking 3 questions from the notes.
Woo!
There are like 10 questions there. Pick 3 of them and then answer them. It could be what was your favorite franchise? What was your favorite game?
No, my silly self just misunderstood. For some reason, I thought you wanted me to
No
pick questions from the
no
chat.
worries, no worries. Shout out to IDC Main. So thank you for the $1.99. Says my day 1 Switch is a certified dust collector. Rip. Day 1 Switch. All right, that's actually already an achievement. Okay, we have a day 1 Switch. I know Andre Restart does. He has his day 1 Switch. He never upgraded at all. It was to the very end, and it died, just dying at the end. So, you know, I've had, man, I think I've had like 3 or 4 Switches from the moment, you know, I lost an entire Switch OLED at Boston at PAX with my Zelda Joy-Cons, and this was like a couple of months after they were released, the blue Joy-Cons. And so Skyward Sword Joy-Cons.
Oh
Yeah.
God, that hurts.
They don't even sell them anymore. Those are my favorite Joy-Cons, my favorite ones. So yeah, I mean, congratulations, man. The certified dust collector, day 1 Switch, 8 years later. Crazy. Insane. Go ahead, Jesse.
Okay, so favorite franchise, I'll get this out the way. Zelda, that's never changing. My biggest surprise during the Switch 1 era, some of you guys already heard this story, so forgive me, but Octopath Traveler. I have been ranting and raving and praising that game. I cannot praise that game enough, part 1 and part 2.
I got both.
Huh?
I bought them both recently.
Yeah, good. They're excellent. They're absolutely excellent. I was not necessarily a fan of turn-based fighting, because I'm kind of like, no, I want to get in there and I want to, you know, whack you with my sword or whatever. And that game gave me a whole different appreciation. And the reason I tried it is because I wanted to open my mind up to different games. I'm like, I'm buying an entire system. I'm going to invest in this ecosystem.
Yeah.
Type of thing. I've always been a Nintendo girl, but really, like, okay, there's more to life than Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, blah 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 blah. It's, I mean, that's a good 98% of it, but then there's the other 2%. So, there was a demo for Octopath Traveler, and I tried it, and I was just like, wait a minute, this is fun. and I get to plan out my attacks, and I get all these different options, and this is the coolest thing ever. And so I just enjoyed it so much. And the final boss, the secret boss in both of them are darn near impossible. I mean, the only reason I haven't finished it is because I can't beat the secret boss. I've seen other people do it. One of my most favorite YouTubers, he's done it, and it took him days. And he's not one of those he's one of those like almost like a professional gamer. He can figure everything out like that. So that was my biggest surprise. I can't talk about that game enough. It's just so good. And where I was in life when Nintendo Switch 1 came out, I was not in the best place. My God. And I'm in a very, very, very different place now. And it took a very long struggle to get here. And so Switch 2, I guess for me is more like, you know, kind of signals like, hey, next new chapter, moving up, you know, thankfully the past is the past.
Yeah. That's awesome. You know.
Was that 2 minutes? I hope.
No, that's good. That's good, Tracy. Thank you so much for sharing. And you got your 3 questions in, right?
I think that was 3.
Okay.
Yeah. And I love Zelda. Already.
All right, Paul, take it away. Pick up the three questions there from the list, and then let us know how you feel about them.
Okay. Let's see. What is my favorite franchise and why? Well, hold on Nintendo Switch or in general?
Nintendo Switch.
Okay, then I'll answer this one because I that's a little bit deeper. What is your favorite first-party game? The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It did what I didn't know would ever be possible, and that is legitimately passing the torch from my rose-colored glasses of Ocarina of Time to a new game, not just holding on to the past selfishly, but also not going and just diving into whatever's new and cool and flashy and yeah, that's my new favorite, but truly taking over and winning best game of all time in my heart. And that was a very powerful moment. So for me, best first party game, favorite, Breath of the Wild. Favorite indie game, I would want to say 2, but if I have to pick one, Hades. I was probably, not that I would say, well, I was surprised. I didn't know that a game from an independent developer from a smaller studio would end up making something so amazing that it would contest the other big guys and gals out there for Game of the Year and actually win. And that's what Hades did in 2020. Was it won my Game of the Year that year. Wow. It was so good, so fun, so deep, so rich in voice acting and storytelling, and like all of the times that you died and came back, it found a way to progress forward, and the gameplay was top notch. And even though you could beat the game in relatively short amount of time, it took you hours to get to the point where you could beat it relatively short, and it was just breathtaking. Loved it.
Wow.
You said 3?
Yep.
Let's see. I could easily do 4, but 3. If Nintendo
you're doing the timing, you might as well. You can go for. I'll give you 4.
All right. I'll do the third one now, because the third one actually isn't a positive. It's actually a negative, kind of.
Yeah.
What was your biggest surprise during the Switch 1 era? Describe it. It was Nintendo's decision to no longer have Charles Martinet be the voice actor of Mario and Co. That was my biggest surprise. Yeah. Because Charles is an IRL friend of mine, and I've known him for many years, and our friendship has existed for a long time. And me seeing him no longer have the role that he cherishes so much, but instead be an ambassador and still close with the company, was a tough one, because I'm proud of him and his successes, and I'm happy for him that he still is a part of conventions and gets to be Mario there and speak on behalf of Nintendo and bring joy to people and live in life like that, and be in the movie and stuff like that. But to no longer have the role of the character in the games, even though Kevin Afghani is doing a fine job as Mario, Luigi, and Co. That that was a big surprise for me, was that shift. And, you know, it worked out fine for who they have, and it's still Mario, but kind of sad on a personal note, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, I never thought it would happen. Well, you know, until like maybe 20 years from now or something like that.
Mhm.
And then real quick, I'm trying to frame the words properly, but
Yeah.
it might come off a little bit off. If Nintendo Switch 1 were a person and you were dropping them off at a train stop, what would be your last words to the Nintendo Switch 1? And it goes something like this. I didn't think that being this seasoned of a person in my life and having as many friends as I have made, that this late into the game, I would have made a new best friend. Thank you, and I love you. And that's a little emotional.
Yeah.
That's
That was
sweet.
that was Nintendo Switch to me. If all of my video game systems are my friends, Nintendo Switch, here as a 33 through 41-year-old adult who lived quite a bit of life in those time in the years up ahead and during it, found a new favorite video game console, kind of like Breath of the Wild became a new favorite game. And Nintendo Switch was able to take as much soul, spirit, heart, power, love out of me as I had as a kid when you're high on endorphins and going through puberty and going through new things for the first time and building on nostalgia. Nintendo Switch was able to deliver so many of those positive emotions as an adult. Wow. And becoming my new best friend. So something like the statement that I just had.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And that I knew that one that's a very personal, emotional type of question, because you're thinking about Nintendo dropping off at a train station, your friend for 8 years, or somebody you spend your life with, for 8 years, and then what would you say, right? If Switch were a person, but Switch is more than a person because it represents everything you've been through in those 8 years, right? And how Nintendo Switch by itself has kind of carried us, right? Through hard times, good times, difficult times, and all the things that life has thrown on us. We've kind of found some type of distraction, some type of I would say purpose, a little bit of purpose, right? With video games, right? And not only as content creators, but as people as well, right? And so you're right, Paul. I'm right there with you. It's hard to drop off Switch at a train station and find the words to say, "Hey, when I first met you, I wasn't the right person. I was here, I was there. My life is not what it was, and maybe it's I've had lows, I have highs, but along the way you were always there, and I thank you for all the memories, all the memories, like the memories. I played Switch with my daughter. We bonded over Pokemon, right? We played Minecraft for the very first time. She fell in love with Minecraft on Nintendo Switch. We played there for hours on end, right? And so I'm sure everyone in the chat can testify. Everybody here on the podcast is also the same way, how where they were and where they are now, right? So we've lost people along the way, because we've had, my stepfather, I know Josh as well. And so in some way or another, Switch will never replace it, but Switch made life just a bit less sour without them, without them in our lives. So we're all grateful for Nintendo Switch. We're all grateful for the distraction it has caused at certain moments, during fights, during disagreements. So pick up Switch, just play a beat 'em up game, or get lost in Breath of the Wild, or just shoot somebody in Splatoon out of anger or out of love, or just go to Mario Kart and just
Run over something.
drift until you can't drift no more. I still don't know how to drift in Mario Kart, so
I'm looking forward to learning. Hey, you know
Gotta
what?
learn.
Mike?
You got 13 days to learn.
10 days. Go ahead.
what, Mike? It's interesting, or what's fun about these series is that it truly is like you have And we know this is pretend and it's video games and not real and fiction and blah blah blah. But it is almost like you like kind of make a friend through these characters, you know.
Yeah.
When you're blowing off steam, like, you know what, Link, we're gonna go burn up some Koroks for the fun of it, you know. And Link's with it. He's like, all right, I'm with the mess. Let's go burn up Koroks. You know, it's almost like the way you feel about, you know, musical artists. Like you feel like somebody's going through it with you, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
So that's that's kind of how I feel about all of our favorite characters. I love that part.
Yeah, so that is Switch. Let me go ahead. Let me pick one question from there to answer. Let's see here. Franchise versus party. Prize. Where were you? Okay. It's here. Mhm. All right. So Nintendo Switch first. I have to say, if Nintendo Switch, I want to answer what Paul answered, but in a different way. If Nintendo Switch were a person dropping off at the bus stop, thinking about, man, 8 years. I started this channel about a year or two after Switch came out, and I have to give Nintendo Switch the credit for allowing me to meet Paul and Josh and Joycey and Nate and Andre Restart and everybody who has come across making new friends, making lifelong friends, and Peach over there. That's Peach, right?
That's Peach.
Yeah, I'm learning. And of course, over everything, my community, you know, like the people in the chat, people in Discord, they know how discouraged I've been sometimes, right? And they go above and beyond to leave me like the most amazing messages when I need it the most, and they have no clue sometimes what I'm going through. But somehow, some way, they leave a message on my channel that lifts me up and just gives me a little more hope and just gives me that fire that I need to pursue, right? If you didn't know, I'm going blind. It's happening. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm already blind in one eye. When I started this journey, I was about 80% blind. I'm about 50% blind on the other eye now. And so it's happening, right? I don't know when it's gonna happen, when it's gonna be my last day. I thought my last day was a couple of months ago when I woke up one day and everything was blurry, everything was gone. A couple of days I had to stop. But the community, man, just they got behind this channel. They got I call it the Nintendo Switch community because it's part of Nintendo Switch, right? You guys got behind me and supported me throughout the entire journey. And if I don't want to quit, and if I do ever lose my sight, I will not quit, is because of you guys. Because of Joycey, because of Josh, because of Paul, because of Nate, because of all the people I've come across that have been part of my life. I don't have friends in real life outside these doors. You guys are my friends. You know, I got my brothers and everything like that, but they all have their own lives going on. And you guys are my friends. You guys are my closest friends. My community is my closest friend. And I owe all that to Nintendo Switch, you know? And that's why I'm looking forward to, you know, growing old with you guys with Nintendo Switch 2, because by the end of Nintendo Switch 2, we'll be old and pruny. We'll be like,
we won't.
Joycey,
Speak for yourself.
Like, Joycey, are you there? Joycey?
I am eternally 19.
And so, you know.
And I don't have to explain that.
My hair was a lot less gray when Switch came out. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
I've met 19-year-old gray-haired people, so I'm just saying we don't really know. Josh could be 19.
That was also me. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I think gray hair on younger people is actually nice. So I'm not upset about it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I don't have that.
You can't see all my grays yet. A lot of them are like in the but they're there.
I have to. I'm gonna become clean to you guys. You guys are very honest. Sometimes I steal my wife's eyeliner to cover some grays.
A lot of people do that.
You know, like my wife is like, in her mirror. I'm like, give me that.
That's
You know?
You should have your own separate thing of mascara because eyelashes and beard hair are very, very different. You do not want to put that. What's going on her eyes, you don't want to put that in your beard. What's going in your beard, you don't want her to put that in her eyes.
No, but yeah, the thing is that
I'm gonna send you some mascara, Mike. I got you.
After I did that, she never used it again. It's like, no, I don't want that anymore. Like, just you keep it.
Exactly. Good move. Good move, Mrs. Odyssey. I appreciate that. Yeah, good. I will send you some mascara, Mike. I got it in good with Matt.
Yeah, stress hair. You're right, Nat. Weed is stress hairs. Stress hairs. Yeah. It's like
I
what?
feel like anybody who has children, gray hair is truly against your own personal will because children make you gray. My dad said this. Well, he said when my brother was born, he went gray on one side, and then 10 years later, I'm born, and then he went fully gray. So if you have children, I don't. The gray hair is not your fault, and I promise you, you look beautiful with it. I promise.
All right. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and take. We got 2 questions left because we've hit the 1 hour 30-minute mark.
There's one more thing though, Mike. Check our private chat real quick because I got something that I should tell y'all and tell the people.
Okay, let's see here. I might have to feel the.
I said from me. I'll just tell y'all. Mike will figure it out. In case y'all didn't know, and Stash retweeted this earlier. So in case y'all didn't know, it's Necro Felipe and PH Brazil that are saying that the rumor is Nintendo Direct either during the week, it will happen in the launch week or later of the Switch 2, which kind of matches up with some of our predictions because I think we all said that we believe June is going to be the next Direct.
Yeah, we've been talking about that since like last year, like last week, last month.
But I don't think it was official. It wasn't an official rumor yet, though.
Yeah,
and because now that we got PH Brazil and Necro Felipe backing it up, it's kind of like okay. So I think I would take that one a little.
They jumped on like okay, we're into it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a June 11th or something like that. Ooh, I'd be happy.
We're just playing Mario Kart, and then it's like a Mario Kart World, and we're all playing, having a good time, and it's just like Nintendo's just like, we interrupt your current race to bring you a very special announcement. Actually, that would be low-key fire. That would be low-key fire if they could do that. I mean, we're still racing, but they're gonna have like big billboards like showing off the Direct as you're racing. That would be lit. All
right, so we got a couple questions. We got only a couple questions here. If you guys want to drop your questions, we'll only take limited questions because our very own Paul Gill network is not feeling too well today, and we don't want to keep him too long, so you can go back to rest and get better. But we don't want him to miss your questions if you have any questions for Paul. So right now, do we have any questions in the Q&A?
We have a couple. So shout out to 10,000 Noodles. This is my baby. He says Mike Odyssey lore go as I think he meant does Mike Odyssey lore go as deep as Zelda? It goes very deep, Nudes. We try not to have 5-hour podcasts. I mean, we can't help it sometimes, but we try not to. So that's how deep the lore is. We just don't have time to get into it. He's thank you so much for your question. How do I make these 2 weeks pass by faster? Well, what I will say, and I want all the guys to chip in, but what I will say is I considered freezing myself like Cartman in that South Park episode. He was waiting for the Wii, and I was like, I could just freeze myself. And then I remembered the whole episode, and I was like, what if I do end up like way in the future, and then like you guys aren't even here anymore, and then like we're not even on the Switch, and I like never play the next Bayonetta, the next Zelda, and everything, and I wake up in a whole new world.
Well, I mean,
it's better to be patient for the next
retro game.
But see, but remember in the episode, like Cartman goes like 500 years into the future and nobody plays video games. Can you imagine?
Awful.
I gotta see that episode.
Like waking up tomorrow and there's no libraries.
There won't be any libraries. It'll all be digital.
To answer that question a little bit safer than freezing yourself, just watch my daily countdown series. It makes the journey go a lot better.
It really does, honestly.
Yeah, because listen, they're short clips, but they work. Okay, they work. It's
that work. Calendar checkoff once a day, and you don't have to worry about it. You just watch it. You're like, oh, that's the date. Good.
Somebody somewhere has how many about 13 snapshots of Paul's face on their calendar.
We need to work on the calendar for next year, guys.
Oh yeah.
We'll do it.
One
Well, you know what,
podcasters
you know what,
and-
guys? I'm announcing it now. The Topic Podcast coming calendar coming 2026.
No, I'm not going to be in it. I'm just going to help everybody drool over all the guys in it.
You're gonna be as
I'll be the producer. I'll make cute captions. I'll call people. I'll run to the bank. I'll do all that.
Who's gonna host the Zelda part?
Paul, shirtless with the Majora's Mask. He got
Well,
that.
That's not the type of That's not the type of calendar.
He's
Producing.
into fitness. It didn't have to be. It doesn't have to be that type of calendar. What kind of boy do you think Paul is? He's as fair as the driven snow.
Hey, this is a shirt-on calendar.
Yeah, there you go. Unless, well, you know what, Paul? Now that I'm getting my health together, maybe you can help me get some Urbosa abs.
Yeah.
What was that?
Some Urbosa abs. I'm getting my health together, so now I can work out a little bit more and a little bit harder. So I need some Urbosa abs stat.
All right, thank you. All right, we got Jay Biggs, Mr. New York for life. What part of New York? What part of New York? The New York?
I think you're in Bronx, right, Jay? The Bronx, I think. He says, Mike Odyssey, they made a Just for Men product that does the same thing as the mascara. I use it all the time.
Not a sponsor.
Gray is cute, so I think guys should leave the gray in. It's cute.
Hey, Netweed. Sorry, Mike wasn't there. Sir.
Wasn't there laser tech trials, lending cutting edge tech and restoring some level of vision to select people? I think what he's saying, wasn't there some kind of study or something for
Okay.
helping with your eyes?
What laser? Some people are blind just because they develop some kind of layer on top of their cornea, and there's a layer called cataracts, right? So they basically, what they do, the laser does is shave off that layer off and make the cornea clear. My problem is that my cornea is thinning, so it bulges out and out more and more, and it thins to a point where, like, I'm trying to be graphic, but it bulges out until it can actually crack and leak. So that's what. If you look up keratoconus, look up advanced keratoconus. You'll see like people with like pointy eyes. Like because that's what it happens. Because instead of round like a lens, it becomes like pointy like that. I think there was another content creator who was recently diagnosed with keratoconus early though. I can't remember who. Somebody in our community that we know. This was like, I think the last year they talked about it. It wasn't in Nintendo. Again with the name, I can't remember the name. Nintendo something. But yeah, that's the deal with the banana peel. I can go faster by playing DKC Trilogy.
He has a very good point.
It is. Joey,
That's a valid point, Joey, because play your backlogs for the next 2 weeks. You got to go, Paul?
Yeah. I don't want to interrupt. I'm not going to. This is probably going to be my goodbye, but I'm going to just leave my chat on and the stream on to keep that number going, to keep extra people talking, and just in case I feel a little bit better, I just have a little bit of an ear thing. If you notice in the Nintendo Switch 2 countdown yesterday, is that a hospital room that you're in? Yes, I was. Have had an ear pain the last few days, and I'm on medication. So with that and the lack of sleep from that, the medication, boom, I'm pretty tired. It's hard to keep up, but I can't wait, and you all should stick around because I can't wait to hear at least. Maybe that's going to be my bedtime hearing is Mike's voice talking about his Super Nintendo World recap and Donkey Kong World or Donkey Kong Country recap and the future of Universal. Like, I'm so excited to hear your impressions of it because I didn't go to DKC.
Yeah.
Mario, so I really want to hear that, and I feel bad that I have to go now. So
that's gonna be the next podcast. We're ending the podcast now, Val.
well then, okay then.
Where
I
can,
made it to the
we,
end.
where can we find you, Paul?
Oh man, oh wow, I made it. I thought, see, I'm not even thinking
Good
right
job.
now. I thought, oh, I see you guys later for the next hour that you're all talking. I'm gonna be listening, but I'll be, oh no. Oh, I made it. Okay, okay. Anyways, whew. Thank goodness, because I feel bad. I'm on YouTube and I'm on X or Twitter at Paul Gale Network on both. On YouTube and X, I am doing daily Nintendo Switch 2 countdowns. It's like a 4-second clip. It starts your day off right, in my opinion. And I'm talking video games and martial arts and stuff like that. Oh, not to plug. Well, I mean, I guess that's what this is. This is a plugging segment.
Yeah, plug it.
I'm a big-time video gamer, and I'm a big-time
Really?
martial artist and exercise enthusiast. And this is a little bit deja vu-y because I think I mentioned it last time. But on my channel for years and years and years, there has been just free martial arts tutorial, free video game, or not video game, well, that too, but like free exercise advice and all of that. And it exists, and I'm not going into the backlog and monetizing it. But going forward, I am putting up brand new things catered to you, like specifically to answer your questions, like individual workouts, a once-a-month live workout tutorial session where we'll get together and have a half-hour workout and stuff like that. So if you're interested in some super cheap personal training, whether it's live or in pre-recorded videos, consider looking at my channel. I have my memberships in like white belt, blue belt, green belt, brown belt, black belt. Like I had to come up with like, what's the tier list and what's going to be kind of fun. So that's what's new going on my channel. And over on X is, you know, more video game talk and stuff like that also. But yeah, thanks for.
And of course, subscribe to Paul for the daily countdown till Nintendo Switch 2, which, how many days we have left, Paul?
In a couple of hours, it will be 12 days until the release of the Nintendo Switch 2. And I am very curious, will anybody know what it is I'm standing in front of tomorrow? I have a feeling someone will. The internet's big, but it's the most unique location yet, probably.
Hollywood Square.
We-
Hollywood sign. The Hollywood sign.
Something that people don't necessarily know what it is.
Oh.
I thought you already said you're gonna be in. We already figured out you're gonna be in space.
The toilet?
Okay, so I'm not really in space.
Oh. Now I'm completely intrigued.
Space. It's in a space.
Well,
Yeah.
Earth is in space, so technically we
See?
are in space.
But you'll have to
It's true.
see. You'll-
We
You have-
tired, y'all.
You'll have to tune in to find out. The Paul Gale Network countdown starts at midnight.
Wait a minute, yo, real quick. Boo Minnie, she's like, Paul Gill Network standing by Anuma so he can confirm OOT remake. Wait a minute, Paul, you're gonna be holding Anuma like, you know, like from the back, like hostage.
Listen, I was
10
standing.
days until the Nintendo Switch 2.
I was standing this close to me a moment ago. There was too many people. I couldn't get a picture.
Oh, you could. Ooh.
He was like right there. I did one like this though, like a selfie. He was in the back, and it was too far.
I'm sorry, Mike.
I got bug. I got bug.
That's
About
that is a bummer, though. I want
He
to.
did like my tweet too. So
That's awesome.
Doug
See,
is super
I think Doug's like super cool in person.
all right, Josh, Nintendo 64. What can we find?
George.
Josh, Nintendo 64.
George.
Yes, I'm N64 Josh everywhere. Basically done a complete overhaul of our daily Players Pulse show, and where we're doing like Mario Monday, Top 10 Tuesday, retro games on Wednesday, which has become our game club via NSO.
Ooh.
So if you're looking for something to speed the time up, jump in and play NSO games with us. So
Yeah,
that's
there you
been fun. So yep, but that's me. Again, the Nintendo Powercast is wherever you listen to podcasts. And this show is going to be wherever you listen to podcasts very soon.
Yep, Josh is hooking me up with the assistant that I desperately need to get the show on the road, because it was on the road for a time. So that's probably the last episode you saw for Nintendo. What's the name of the podcast again? Nintendo. then topics. then topic. Then topics. Was probably season 2. Halfway to season 2. So thank you so much, Josh. And Joycey J, where can we find you?
I'm so confused in this moment. Hi, I'm Joycey J. I'm Link's favorite auntie. You can follow me on Twitter because I don't like to call it X. I don't care what the owner calls it. I call it Twitter. Okay. Follow me at DJ Joycey. I'm just a crazy old lady who loves video games.
Nice. Thank you so much, Joycey. Appreciate your support. You are awesome. And guess what? Every single Friday night, you can catch Joycey J here at the Nintendo Podcast. Guys, next podcast is the last podcast of the Nintendo Switch era. Our very last podcast. That's going to be our predictions podcast for Nintendo Switch. We're going to predict what's going to happen and all that. It's going to be a super crazy hype podcast, so you don't want to miss that one. But before I want to, before I tell you where you can find me, which here, I want to show you guys this thing here that I'm working on. Hey, that's not me. Where am I?
That was Zelda.
Okay, there you go.
Perfect.
So I'm working on this little contraption here. It looks like a Nintendo Switch dock because it goes in front of your Nintendo Switch dock. Boom! Look at that. You place your dock on it. It has little feet so that your dock is raised on the ground for ventilation of your new, more powerful system. You know, allowing the dock, your Switch dock, to not work that much, right? To not work that hard. And not only that, but the front of it will have the design of your choice. It'll only be $15 on the Etsy shop. I create this myself, and so it's like you put it you put it like this. Put it like this on your Nintendo Switch, and on your Nintendo Switch like that, and it's like a cover for your dock without messing with your dock, because nobody wants to put stickers on your dock. You want to keep it nice and clean. Put all the stickers on here, right? Like stickers or an emblem of Zelda, Joycey, because I'm printing out a golden emblem that goes right here of Zelda.
For an extra $5, will you paint it gold?
I can print it in gold, the entire thing.
Okay, so for extra $5, guys, if you want a Zelda one, he'll print it in gold for you.
Yeah, that's another thing. I can print it in any color you want. I can print this in red, gold.
For an extra $5.
Yeah. So no, not for an extra $5. It's only $15. All right. I just want to let you know. It's a little thing, like a little face for your dock that you don't have to mess with your real dock with, and it has the little hole here, so you see the little light for the Switch also. And so. Yeah, I'm working on that for you guys to kind of, if you want me to just sign it right there, I can just put my Mike Odyssey signature on it, and I can, if you think that I'm important to you, so
important to us.
That is gonna do it, my friends. That's not the bug. Oh, it is actually. Yeah, this is the Mario Kart Lo-Fi. All right, so that's going to do it for the entire podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. You can find me here at the Odyssey every day, Monday to Friday, including Saturday sometimes. Sundays I'm at church, so you cannot find me here on Sundays. And then again on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Also, you can find me the entire podcast. Indie Mania is coming in late June. We'll announce it later on as well. We got cool things going on. And before we let you go, we got two things we got to let you know. Yes, I can print it in black with gold letters. You want black, gold letters. Yes, I can do anything you guys want or asking in chat. I can print it in any color. Even those colors that change colors, like the gradient ones that kind of, you go like this. I can print it any color you want. All right. Without further ado, number one.
Never give up.
Where is it, Josh?
Never give up.
Never give up. Josh said never surrender. Never
surrender.
And number two, Paul Gill Network.
Journey on.
Journey on. It's not working with me. Hey, it did work. Look. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, guys.
We can start your weekend. Now take a deep breath and let go. These topics is here.